Alright, so quick TLDR on this deck list. It's doing some interesting things. It's got kind of a grindy creature plan. We're probably going to struggle a little bit against spell-based combo because we don't have a super fast clock. We only have Sculler as disruption in the main deck, but we got a bunch of recursive threats here. They drag Prized Amalgam back along with them. The one thing that I am interested in seeing is playing Bloodghast worth not playing Cavern of Souls? Because if we had Cavern of Souls, not only would it fix for like these types of zombies, but it would also make Prized Amalgam castable in some games. So my gut says these Bloodghasts are probably not worthwhile, and like we could cut these, play some Caverns, and like play some discard spells, you know, like Brutalities in the main, or Thoughtseizes or Inquisitions or something like that. What's going on, Pumpmaster Flex? Welcome back. How's it going, folks? Morning. Our lands only make 3 colors, so I'm calling it 3 colors. Also worth noting, there's no Temple Garden in the mana base, but I think that's actually okay. I think no Temple Garden's probably fine. Although I guess, again, and it's probably fine because of Bloodghast, but without Bloodghast, you could afford to play something like a Temple Garden, I think, because you have, like, you cut all your double black cards. Not quite a Hearthstone hand, but pretty easy mulligan. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this with a Scry. Second land, and it gets to play Magic. Yeah, that's a good comment, too. Why are we playing Bloodsoaked Champion over Gravecrawler? That's kind of strange. That seems really weird, actually, right? Like, why is there not Gravecrawler in our zombie stack? That's like trying to bring things back. Seems like a big miss, actually, the more I think about it. We ended up playing a weird version of JAC yesterday that had, like, Summoner's Packs and stuff in it. It's up on the YouTube channel. No, we don't go up as far as Grave Titan. As always, there's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link for the deck list. Okay, Jeskai is probably one of the better matchups for us. Like, this deck is just like mono recursive threat, so like, I imagine we're gonna give them fits here. Scrapheap's like a little bit anti-synergy, but I actually kind of like it. I feel like you're probably going to have enough threats that you can, like, exile some of them and, like, still have a lot going on. Speaking of Scrapheap, I think he's going to be my turn 2 play here. Sinbred, I don't know when I'm going to have time to work on an updated list. I don't have... Someone donated to put the version with Pact into the queue, but I don't think I'm going to get to it before Gen Con, so I probably won't have time to put energy into it until after Gen Con. It's funny, actually, I've had all the parts for my new computer since last weekend, or last week, and just, like, had so much going on with traveling that I just, like, haven't been able to actually build it. Our current board state is standard legal. This is almost standard legal, right? Kinda. The Nephilim was there for some weird lines with, what's the card you had lines with? With Twin Flame. So the Nephilim technically lets you combo without JAC. So if you have 2 Mana Dorks, Nephilim, Eternal Witness, you actually go infinite. Is why there was a Nephilim in the deck. So 2 Nephilim, 2 Dorks, Eternal Witness, you generate infinite Eternal Witnesses and Nephilims. Well then, yeah, I do think there's probably too few Amalgam outlets in the deck, which is again why I think if we added Cavern of Souls, it would have a pretty big upside for us. Just because, like, I think with 4 caverns and like 7-ish discard outlets, we probably consistently get it into the bin. Like, if they counter this, we're just like up a creek without a paddle here, basically. Stitcher Supplier could be okay too. I definitely thought about that one. I didn't want to make too many. Sometimes I make small changes to the decks, but I don't like to make major changes to the decks people submit. And I actually think Troll's pretty good in this deck. Like, Trample's good. Being able to regenerate is pretty great. I mean, I feel like average. Like, going 13-0 in the Swiss is, like, meaningless. Like, you know, I got beat by someone that went 12-3 and then they had a higher place than I did because that's how tournament magic works. Like, I'm happy to have top-8'd, but, like, losing in the quarterfinals is just, like, a nice reality check on, like, this is why I stopped, part of the reason I stopped playing tournament magic. It's incredibly frustrating to be 13-1 in a tournament effectively and be knocked out by someone who's 13-3 is basically what happened. Top 8 gets $500, which minus taxes breaks even on the weekend. That's why someone's like, aren't you going to go for the 15-0? I was like, they don't give you extra money for 15-0. Like, I would rather have a lunch break. All right. Dread Wanderer is going to bring some friends with him next turn, chat. I don't know about fair, and I'm not saying it's unfair the way top 8s works. I'm just commenting, and I'm not complaining about it because, like, I know how the tournament's structured going into the tournament weekend, right? So, like, it is what it is, and I know what I'm getting into. I'm just commenting that, like, the reason, but they're just, you know, commenting on what it is, basically. The part of the reason why I stopped playing tournament magic is because I've had that happen plenty of times, and it just doesn't feel good. Yeah, I actually, like, WotC experimented with a different style of top 8 cut for a little while, and I thought it was really great. It basically gave people who did really well in the Swiss a buy in the top 8, like a buy into top 4, and it's just like, I really liked how that was set up because it rewarded you for playing in the Swiss. Thanks, Arcane, I appreciate it. Welcome to a live one. Glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Yeah, and I was definitely very happy with how I played this weekend. I feel like I played good Magic for the most part. The couple of games I really made mistakes. I thankfully had like game 3s to make up for it. There's a ton of ways you could restructure tournaments. Honestly, I think it's kind of weird or lazy or whatever you want to call it. Interesting, you could even use that word. The fact that, like, we run tournaments today with 1,000 people with basically the same structure that we ran tournaments 25 years ago with, like, you know, 100 people. Bits for blue-white respect their spirits. Perfect. Thank you very much, Lumberjack. I appreciate that. I'll get those added to the queue after I'm done today. You can find a blue-black fairies deck list on my website that plays 4 Bitter Blossom. I don't think it's amazing by any means, but I definitely think it's very competitive and playable. I've enjoyed playing it a lot. Alright, so... Technopunk, thank you for the brand new... I did. I beat Sheer and Davis. Technopunk, thank you for the brand new Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome back. They shocked this in. They shocked this in, didn't they? No, they didn't. They didn't. I'm not playing around Settle, am I? Am I playing around Settle, chat? Are they dead if they have nothing? This is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They're dead if they have nothing. I'm gonna kill them in 2. This is fine. I feel like I'm in a position where, and this is one of the most difficult things about playing aggressive decks, is you need to be able to identify when you're in positions to beat things and when you're not in positions to beat things. And I think I have the tools this game, and like I'm not under enough pressure that like I can beat a Settle the Wreckage in my current point, so I can afford to play around point removal or spot removal to potentially have a slower clock because I'm just in a position to be able to do that. Yeah, we've actually got another Smuggler's Copter deck coming up later today. We've had a lot of good Copter decks. I think that card's probably a little bit underplayed in Modern. Seems really good. It's been really good in the decks that we played it. Honestly, I think probably not playing 4 Smuggler Copter in this deck list is probably a mistake. Bolting me, that's aggressive. That's aggressive. My Blue-Red Wizards article has a preview posted in the subs Discord. It does not have... It's not published on the content site yet, though. So, I'll tweet and stuff when it goes live. I think it should go up tomorrow, I believe. I did not, Interonics. You didn't update. I just grabbed the latest list from the link that you sent me. If you want to send me an updated link, I can make sure to grab that latest one. I'm all for cutting Bob, though. I'm not a huge fan of that card. Last Hope is good. Brutality is good. What am I cutting? All of our cards seem great, chat. What do we cut when all of our cards are great? You want me to cut Bobs for 2 lands, a task or anything? That puts you on 26 lands. I guess Sculler's probably fine to trim. So go to 26 lands. I assume I should add creature lands. Nah, I think Amalgam's pretty busto here. I think we want all of him. I think the risk of drawing them is fine. Perfect. Sounds good. Which ones would I recommend right now? Check out my website. We've got the things under Proven and Bruise on there are both pretty reasonable. Obviously, the Proven deck's probably a little bit stronger. I think I'm going to go up to 4 creature lands, Enteronics. I think you only had 2, right? The list you sent me only had 2, I think, and I think that's pretty low. How do you feel about third Scoos, Anner? I think this card's kind of absurd in this archetype. Yeah, and for a land, guarantees us a Lingering Souls on 3. Just go like, Recursive Threat, Lingering Souls. Poor Dread Wanderer. He's so tired. He comes into play tapped. Just like, hold on, I need to sleep. Hopefully we just get paired against like 6 Hallowed Fountain decks in this league. Perfect. Sounds good. I really kind of like the idea of 26 lands, Tracker, Courser, though. That actually sounds really hot. I'm a big fan of casting my spells, Anner. Blue-white has Rip. Yeah, but they're playing blue-white control, so we'll be fine. No Grim Flayers, Techno. I'm not a very big fan of that card. Yeah, Scooter, I'm not too surprised that it resolved. Kind of expecting it to just eat a Lightning Bolt here. I'm actually going to play Bloodghast out first. Crew the Copter. I assume this is going to eat it, and then they'll take 2. Wow. Alright, well, I was not expecting that to resolve. Rev Daddy, thank you for the $3 donation. I appreciate it. GG's and Indy. Can you see why I was... Well, I could just unban you. Welcome back to the fold. I love unbanning people. Unbanning people is second only to banning them. Alright, pop you back in here. Yeah, I think so. Like, they could definitely be on Settle the Wreckage here. That's probably something I want to play around. Wolf offering themselves up. Yeah, that's correct, Larynx. If it turns out they were banned for a good reason, you just get to slay them again. It's all win-win. Alright, yeah, so I think we're definitely playing around Settle here. I think the best attacks to play around Settle here are Crew, Copter, swing with a Bloodghast and Copter. Because, like, this is infinitely recursive, basically, because we'll just get our hand empty eventually. It's just like Cryptic Fog. God bless. God, Wrath of God is so bad against our deck, it's kind of hilarious. Supreme Verdict is so bad. Sorry, Wrath of God's okay. Supreme Verdict's, like, really terrible, though. Day of Judgment, those type of effects. Yeah, definitely Erdian wins. Respond to the email where I told you that the deck was okay to donate for, so I know that you're the person that sent me dollars for it. Oh yeah, we're just like never beating a Terminus. Blue-White Miracle is probably actually pretty hard for this deck. Actually, because they're crypticing us, nah, I'm gonna fire up the Copter. I'm gonna fire it. I was gonna say maybe I should wait, but it actually doesn't do anything, right? That's an interesting thought, Edamine. If I played this land out, I could both regenerate this and pick these back up. That's actually a pretty good idea. Because Swift Spear is not a wizard, and it is more all in on the beatdown plan. The reason why the blue-red deck is good is because in a lot of games, it is a control deck, not an all-in aggressive deck. I got no music for you, Totos. Man, alright, well now the Bloodghast have haste. Do I want to play another Lingering Souls out here? I think I just want to fetch Shock and then play Lingering Souls. spirits and zombies are like two halves of the same coin, right? So like spirits are the souls of the dead and zombies are the bodies of the dead. So together they're almost like a real person. Do you have any thoughts on must include sideboard cards? Yeah. God, my website was such a good idea. Check out my Mardu Pyromancer list here. I like that configuration a lot. I think both Ley Lines and Ensnaring Bridge are must-have cards in your sideboard. I think they're both very, very powerful. My article on the blue-red deck is written. There's a preview of it in my subscribers Discord. It'll be uploaded with proofreading and lots of nice formatting type stuff. Should be up tomorrow, I believe. Now it feels like a humans deck with that. We're basically playing 3-color humans. Ooh, that's brutal. Okay, so now I have to decide, do I want to keep the Lotleth Troll or do I want to keep my Bloodghast? I think I'd rather keep my Bloodghast, right? Because, like, they're more power. Well, this seems like a huge mistake. I don't know why they let me cast Lingering Souls here. They're like trying to get my Bloodghast, I guess, but you're not going to get my Bloodghast, friend. You are not going to get my Bloodghast. I have another fetch land. So, they took a percentage play here and are going to get burned because I had another land in my hand. Yeah, the relic is why I didn't regenerate the troll. Like the relic forced me to choose. I soak in the blood of my enemies. Alright, what do we got? Alright, sweet. If you told me we were going to beat Jeskai with this deck, I definitely wouldn't be too surprised. I think decks like Jeskai and Jund, Blue-Red Fairies, like those decks, those are the decks that you're going to beat with this deck. This deck's got a lot of grindy recursive advantage. Their 1-for-1 point removal and even their sweepers to a degree aren't particularly good against us. The matches I'm concerned about with this deck are definitely things like Storm, or probably Amulet Titan, or Valakut, big mana style decks. We don't have a super fast clock. Like, we've got an okay beatdown plan for like a standard deck, but like as far as like modern beatdown plan goes, we're definitely kind of slow. Yeah, I think against anybody that's like trying to draw some cards though, ooh baby. Ooh baby. Alright, no, don't Terminus me, and we can be friends. Don't Terminus me, and we can be friends. Show me a red source. Alright, let's get a little scrappy, chat. Let's get a little scrappy. Yeah, this deck probably has a hard Tron matchup. Like, generally you need to goldfish a turn 2 to you need to goldfish turn 3 to 4 kills consistently with an aggro deck to have a good Tron matchup, and this deck's certainly not doing that. Have any tips for events like that? You can't over communicate. That's I think the biggest mistakes a lot of new players make while playing tournament Magic is just like not being clear with like what's going on with the board state at all points. My second piece of advice is the easiest way to know when you should call a judge at a big tournament is if you think you maybe should call a judge, you should definitely call a judge. Judges are there to help. Calling a judge is not scummy or bad or rules lawyering. anytime there is any confusion, you should call a judge. Your opponent is there to beat you. Do not trust them. They might be a great person, but like there are things your opponent is like legally allowed to say to you by the rules of the game that can like force you into a bad outcome. Oh, actually, this is like a super secret grinder tip. If you call for a judge to ask for an interaction on how cards work, and the judge hangs out at your table after answering your question, you probably didn't ask the right question. So if like a good example of this, you call for a judge and say, "Judge, can I pithing needle naming Lion's Eye Diamond?" The judge will say, "Yes, you can pithing needle naming Lion's Eye Diamond." And they're probably going to hang out to explain to you why your opponent can still activate their Lion's Eye Diamond after you make that play and your opponent cracks their LED. Because judges will answer all of your questions accurately, but if you don't ask the right questions, they can't give you assistance while playing. Because, like, obviously when you ask the question, "Can you pithing needle Lion's Eye Diamond?" you're intending to ask, "Does pithing needle stop Lion's Eye Diamond from activating?" But that's not what you asked the judge. Yeah, can I target that with Spellskite? Yes, you can. I don't think I've ever been rules scummed in memory because, like, I understand how Magic the Gathering works and I understand the rules. I played Magic very competitively as, like, my part-time job for a long time. And unlike many people that play Magic as their job, I take my job seriously. I don't half-ass it. I'm familiar with the rules that I was expected to play by. Blaming the rules for you getting got is a cop-out. It's your fault you got. You should be familiar with the rules if you're going to play Magic at competitive REL. Not all of Magic is intuitive and easy to understand. I get that, but like you have signed up for this tournament and agreed to play the game by the rules. Be familiar with the rules you're agreeing to play by. Also, keep in mind that judges are human, and floor judges and even head judges sometimes can mess up rulings. So don't forget you can appeal a floor judge's ruling to the head judge. But Jeff, that requires... It does, Orcish Veteran. What do you mean I should read the IPG? What do you mean I should be familiar with the infraction guidelines while playing Magic? Why would I do that? I'm not a judge. I don't know, because the infraction guidelines apply to you. Lolly Sparkles, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, exactly, Toto. Mistakes happen, we're human, but like, take responsibility for the mistakes that you've made. So my tank at the end of turn there was me thinking about whether or not I should like discard a creature to this to like Scrapheap and get them back into play. I'm gonna lead on Tidehollow Sculler and see what happens. Do you still accept Blood Moon Prison decks? Not really. They'd have to be doing something kind of unique. I don't think those decks are very good in Modern Emrakul. Okay. So, like, that feels a little bit bad, but, like, at the same time, we technically generated card advantage with that cryptic command, right? You should probably, knowing the laws of the country that you live in is also not a bad idea. This is aggressive. This is an aggressive attack. All right, so I'm gonna path this. Awesome, Sparkles. I appreciate you poking in here to support my stuff. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Welcome to a live one, even if it's just for a hot second. The Prime you can renew on the channel every 30 days or so. So if you do want to poke in and support my content for once in a while, set a calendar reminder for yourself to pop in if you're not on Twitch too often. I really appreciate that. Thanks for taking the time to help me out. Yeah, Anaronix actually is the one that submitted that green blacklist, and he said I can cut the Dark Confidants from it, so I'm probably going to do that. Ooh, Smuggler's Chapter. All right, so how badly do I want this Teferi dead? The answer is probably pretty badly. I think I'm shipping Lotleth Scrapheap Spirit into the Teferi, because this way the Teferi only lives if they have exactly 2 pieces of removal. Then I'm going to send 2 spirits at them. Thanks, Technopunk. Glad to be of usefulness. I'm gonna drop a Copter into play here. And we actually have a Sculler in the bid now for Scrapheap Scrounger, which is nice. MWL, well, I don't think the top 8 hurt my viewer count yesterday. Mondays are actually often higher. Mondays are often higher. Mondays and Fridays. Actually, the fact that my viewer count is higher on Mondays and Fridays on average is why I do always do 8 hours on Mondays and Fridays, even during my normal schedule weeks. Normally, Newmont often takes off Mondays and Fridays, so like having to stream against less people makes it easier to get bigger numbers when the other large streamers aren't on. No, I'm gonna be live tomorrow. Actually, I'm leaving for Gen Con tomorrow afternoon, but I'm planning to do 5 or 6 hours tomorrow morning for sure. So I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon, but I'm planning to be live tomorrow night. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is exactly lethal at the moment. That's sad. Good news here is I get to Sculler them, which hopefully means we're not going to die to Double Bolt Colonnade. Alright, so they should be dead here. For people that are wondering what you should do while I'm not here, I would almost guarantee that you haven't watched all my YouTube content, so you should check that out. How many matches did I play Indie on camera? I believe I was on camera for rounds 1, 8, 9, 10, and then quarterfinals. So it should be 5, I believe. All right, Jeskai. We're going to board the same way we boarded a second ago. I'm going to cut these paths. I'm going to bring in Liliana, Collective Brutalities, and then trim a Sculler. Path was okay there, tagging a Colonnade, obviously, but I think it's generally going to be kind of medium, so let's trim it. Oh, it was 7. It was 7. You're right. 1, 7, 9, 10 quarterfinals. Hey, I certainly haven't watched all of my YouTube content. I don't think there's enough hours in the day for me to watch all of my content and make it. It is a whole league of camera. Actually, we 4-1 the league that I was on camera. Would it be possible to put those matches on my website? That's not a bad idea, Snowski. I'm pretty sure I can make a YouTube playlist or add videos from other channels to my YouTube playlist. So yeah, once that's a good idea actually. Once Star City gets those added, I'll add those to my website. What are your thoughts about playing Bloodbraid in Saheeli Evolution? Basically, the deck just like, that archetype already has too many cards that cost 3 or more mana. And I think Bloodbraid just like worse than Tireless Tracker. So I think if you wanted a grindy card advantage style card in there, I would just play more Tireless Trackers. Because like 3 is a lot cheaper than 4. What gum was I using at the event? I have no idea actually. It's just some stuff Christy gave me. I like chewing gum while I play because it helps my mouth not dry out, which is annoying. All right, so I feel like they're holding up a counterspell here, so I'm actually gonna stick the Bloodghast because they want to counter this. We just get to bring it back next turn. I'm not reading anything right now. I really don't have time to read a lot of books. Since I've started streaming full time, like I'm live 30 hours a week, 30 to 40 hours a week, and I'm doing off stream related stuff probably another 10 to 15 hours a week. So I've been working 50 to 60 hours a week for a couple of months now, which doesn't leave a lot of time. Basically outside of that is just like, it's like stream, it's like work, family, sleep are the three things we do. Yeah, that's a timeout. I did just get new sets of underwear and they're quite wonderful. Listen, you should spend money on things that you spend a lot of time in. That's the biggest thing I've learned as I get older. God, they're already going down to 10. What games am I looking forward to at Gen Con? So, for Gen Con, I'm basically just Christie's +1. So, Christy has like a giant list of things that she wants to do, and I'm just along for the ride. So, while I do like playing board games, I'm not like super particular about them. I think Christy had a list of like 60 games she wanted to check out, so she's working on narrowing that list down to like 20 over the next day. They actually are not Mack Weldon underwear. Is it Macy's or Bergner's, whatever of those department stores is going out of business. They had a bunch of stuff on a pretty deep discount, so we went over there and bought a bunch. Yeah, my day one shirt was definitely a Mack Weldon. So opponent, actually, I didn't comment on last turn. Opponent made a small mistake last turn, allowing us to enter combat and attack before electrolyzing, so that allowed us to bring back the Bloodsoaked Champion. It's a pretty big mistake on their part. I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna go Dread Wanderer plus Scrapheap Scrounger here. I'm gonna leave this uncracked because I have the Bloodghast. So this way, if they sweep us up next turn, we get to bring this back. Yeah, definitely. The lease has been a good upgrade. It's funny, Christy and I had actually been talking about getting a new mattress, and then Lisa approached me with the sponsorship, and I was like, yeah, we were thinking about getting a foam mattress anyways. I think we were gonna end up waiting until we moved to get a new mattress, but like the timing, yeah, couldn't pass up a good offer. I did not play Matt at the Open, which is a good thing too, because the deck Matt was playing is a pretty bad matchup. He was playing Shadow, which is bad for us. $6 to $15 black tea a day. That's a lot of tea. That's like an absurd amount of tea. Yeah, I don't drink coffee either. I don't enjoy the flavor of coffee personally. And again, I'm going to leave this uncracked so that way... Now, like, this is worth noting. Like, one of the things we mentioned when we were setting, like, looking at this deck at the start was that I wasn't sure if Bloodsoaked Champion was, like, better than... I wasn't sure if Bloodsoaked Champion was going to be better than, like, Gravecrawler. And, like, here's an instance where, like, I wouldn't have a zombie in play, right? And, like, Bloodsoaked Champion was pretty good to get back. It's funny, Wannabe Beetle, there actually was a bug. I actually have the mattress notifications disabled right now because they're sorting an issue with them. I have actually sold mattresses with the code, though. I have confirmed sales on those. Yep, have a good day, Lolly Sparkles. Thanks for dropping in and dropping the Twitch Prime. Yeah, I do think that the lack of Cavern of Souls is probably bad, but the Bloodsoaked Champion's been good. This card's like super obnoxious. If you're on mobile, the Stream Decker on mobile is a little bit awkward sometimes. This is the first deck of the day. This is deck 1, match 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna full swing here. I don't think a partial swing would get a Settle the Wreckage out of them, and if they settle me here, I like have enough to rebuild afterwards. Or snap electrolyzing. Okay, that's fine. Magic sells beds, yep. Honestly, I think like advertisers moving towards Twitch it makes a lot of sense, right? Because like there's a difference between like being able to like talk to me, someone that's like actually used a thing, versus like, you know, just like looking at a random ad or seeing a random ad on TV, which are all actors. Like, I'm here performing, essentially, obviously, but, like, I'm a real person who's, like, actually using all the things that I'm advertising. And I guess not every Twitch person is going to necessarily be using all the things that they advertise, but I always make it sure to only pick up things that I actually use. Oh, discard Amalgam to Brutality. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, there should totally be Brutalities in this main deck. It's another way to get Amalgam into the bin. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the Amalgam. It's a good point. I'm actually going to lead on this now. I'm going to drain and dupe. I've used Cool Stuff Inc. before. Christy's bought board games with them. Their reputation speaks for itself. They're a pretty well-established company. Card Sphere is actually the only one that I haven't personally used, but the feedback on them has been like mono good in my experience. Weird that we didn't... God, they're just so dead, huh? They are just so very dead. We did not get to Karma Control yesterday. We had 2 cut the line donations, just didn't end up making it through. So we're like gonna bring back Dread Wanderer here and get the Prized Amalgam along with it. They get to like bolt my things, I guess. You got me. I mean, they weren't killing all of our things here, so like waiting to combat this time was whatever. What was my favorite stifle from the open? Probably the lethal exalted trigger on an unblockable infector. Are you fielding me? Thanks for the Bloodghast, dog. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Pile of Blood Moons. It's like it really feels to me like it's the competitive Steam Vents deck that people have been searching for. I know I've been searching for a competitive Steam Vents deck for a long time, just like not happy with any of the ones that currently exist in Modern. I think I punted here. I think I should have not returned the Bloodsoaked Champion, and I should have waited the Scrapheap at their end step. I mean, a lot of the decks we play here are pretty competitive. Oh, look at that. You swept my board and I have double lethal on board again. That's weird. Karate Dome. It's going to be, if you check in the subs Discord in the article preview section, there is an unformatted copy of my article for this week. So there's probably some typos in it too, because my editor hasn't had it yet. But I go into why I made the changes that I made. Woo, doggy. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Land. Alright, I'm gonna lead on this, I think. No. No, I'm gonna pass. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. There's 2 Scrapheap Scroungers in my bin. I'm just gonna bring them both back at their end of turn. They're trying their darndest, chat. They're just trying to get by in the world. All right, survey says. All right, now they did this brutality. They have search, logic not, so I assume they're activating Escamp to here. So even if they find like a Helix here, they'll die. Alright, continue feeding me Jeskai decks, Magic Online. Continue feeding me Jeskai decks. 2040, the Jeskai Slayer. While we're waiting for the third, hopefully, Jeskai match to pop, I'd like to thank everyone for hanging out this morning. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer. Insert funny comment here. Thank you for the 4-month free subscriptions and this. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Welcome to everybody. Remember, if you are enjoying my stuff and you want to help keep me here full-time like I am, please consider doing like Zentis just did there and subscribe to my channel. I do this because I love it, but my subscribers are the reason that I'm able to do this as often as I do. Past supporting me with subscriptions, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Ayo, there is a $10 donation from Matt Medic. Put this towards Bant Super Friends and keep up the good work. 10 out of 10 will do. Thanks for the support. As always, for every $1 you donate or 100 bits you cheer, you're welcome to push a deck that's in the queue. Closer to the top, the people that support my stuff dictate what we play and how soon we play it. Alright, MTGO traders would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Honey would love to save you some money. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using link bit.ly/HoogleHoney, you'll be supporting my content here at absolutely no cost to yourself. What Honey does is when you're shopping online, it takes a look at your shopping cart and it searches automatically for coupon codes to save you money on things you're buying anyways. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last couple months now, and we truly enjoy it. Lisa provides foam mattresses, and I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress by checking out links bit.ly/HugelBedUS and bit.ly/HugelBedCA. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hooglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. Look at that. Look at that. I love when the shilling lines up perfectly with the finding a new match. We're heading on into our third match here with 3-color zombies. This hand is a little land heavy, but I've got a Smuggler's Copter to kind of filter things out, so I think I'm going to go ahead and keep. Azandra, thanks for checking out Honey. I appreciate that. Oh man. Oh man. Why you have to Tron me? Why you have to Tron me? I'll be streaming it on Sunday or Monday. We're planning to get home early Sunday morning, so I'm planning to be live Sunday after the Pro Tour top 8. So I will be off. I'll be live tomorrow. I'll be off Thursday and Friday while I'm at Gen Con, and then I'll be live Sunday evening after the PT top 8 wraps up. Maybe they don't have a second Tron piece. I can dream, right? Holy gosh, they don't have another land, chat. They don't have another land. Quick, quick, I smell weakness. There's blood in the water. Get him, you little zombie monsters, get him. I believe in you, my 2 power guys. I believe in you. I believe. Go for the throat. Go for the throat. Get him. Get him. My article hasn't been published yet, UK. So subscribers in the subscribers Discord have a link to a unformatted, unedited preview. That's a little bit rough, but it has the gist of what I want to say, and then the formatted article will go up on Wednesday, tomorrow. Yeah, what do I take here? Is it the map or is it the star? It's the dismember. They're just going to draw the pieces. You're not wrong. We're 2-0 and the record command is broken. I'm gonna poke Dan Bopes. He told me to poke him when the command is bad. I had it disabled and he said it should be working. Yeah, I think it's star or expedition map. I'm gonna take the star. Yeah, Morrisith. I just want to get in as many decks as possible because I know I'm gonna be gone for 2 days, so I don't want to fall too far behind in the queue. Billy Boy, you can update the deck list at the URL that you sent it to me, and I will grab the latest iteration of the deck list the day we play it. I never make guarantees on when we're going to play a deck because people like to randomly bump things and add other things to the queue with high points, so it'll get played whenever it makes it to the top. You're obviously welcome to take a peek at what's in the donation queue now and kind of estimate when your deck might be coming up. It's not stressful. I'm just conscious of like how many things are in it. That does have haste, doesn't it? That's funny. It's a shame this comes into play tapped, so the haste doesn't actually matter here. Get our fat loot on. actually just going to play Dread Wanderer. I don't think it really matters. This is the start we need to beat Tron. They need to miss their land drop, and we need to have our best curve possible. We have Stony Silences to bring in. I think I'm trimming... Probably trimming Prized Amalgam, honestly, right? Because, like, I don't have a good way to get these out super quick. I guess it's probably better than Lingering Souls, because sometimes I can get these into play very quickly. Bring this last path to Exile in so I can try and beat their first creature. Alright, let's do this. Is crewing an activated ability? It has to be, right? Alright, alright. Glad we worked that out. I don't think any of these other cards in our board are good, otherwise I might trim Scooter, but like, I don't think any of these other cards are good. Like I said, I'd expect Tron to be a pretty bad matchup for this deck. Not only are we kind of slow and clunky, but we don't have tools in the sideboard. Brutality's pretty bad. Like, I guess, like, the shock you mode is, like, kind of okay. It's not duress, chat. If it was duress, it would be fine. The fact that it, like, can't take Karns, Ugins, and Oblivion Stones is, like, really bad. Thanks, Wonderoy. Be very quiet while hunting wobots. I think I need to play Stony here, right? Like, it feels bad. Do I need to play Stony? Do I play Stony or do I play Scrapheap? I'm gonna feel really bad if they draw a star and I didn't play the Stony or a map. I think I'm supposed to play Stony. I just, like, need to give myself the most possible chances to keep them off of cantripping and stuff. Yeah. And I get that, like, not applying pressure sucks, but I think I just, like, need to do my best to keep them off of doing their things. Glad I packed my backup, Stony. That's true. We are pretty dead to Tron Peace Ugin here. Eugene is not a friend of the people. It's pretty good against that one too. I'm just gonna offer this trade. Deal. We'll go. Put this into play. Shock land, Scrapheap Scrounger. I did not get a deck tech. And that's good. They should definitely be deck teching, like, people that are lesser known. Like, lots of people know who I am. I had plenty of camera matches because I was doing well in the tournament. Like, spreading out the love to, like, other people who are smaller content producers. Like, I definitely wouldn't be in a position to be making as much content as successfully as I am if it wasn't for, you know, the kind of spotlight that I got from SCG in my early days. So they can do that and kind of jumpstart more people. I think that's good. Uh-oh. 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 A Scourge Jet. Whew. Woo, their hand is... Stony Silence just did actual nothing this match. God bless. God bless. This is how you beat... This is why we call them 90-10 matchups and not 100-0s. Yeah, but I mean, like, part of the reason why I'm so comfortable on camera doing content like that is because of how much I've done, right? Like, practice makes perfect. Oh, it's funny. I remember the first deck tech I did with Nick Miller. He joked at the start that I had done more of these than him at that point. It was really funny. And, like, he's definitely done more than me at this point, right? But it was just, like, a funny note when he was first starting out. Tarmagoosey. Thank you for the 6-month tier 3 resub. Welcome back. Thank you for that absurd level of support. Be sure to fill out the form under the stream to submit a new donation deck for the month. Or if there's something already in the queue you'd like to bump up, I'm happy to do that as well. I mean, definitely not Chris. I think anybody that expects anyone to do well at a given tournament is pretty unrealistic about like how much variance Magic involves. Like, I don't expect to do well when I go to a tournament. Even like the Owen Turtenwalds and the Reed Dukes and the William Jensens of the world, like even they have bad weekends with some consistency. Like the best players in this game only win 60 to 70% of their matches, and that doesn't equate to a lot of top 8s. Such a turd. I hate people like that. Hoagland only plays friendly leagues because he's bad and he needs to win with decks. Literally just top 8 at a 1,000 player tournament. Wank off. Wank right off. People are so annoying. And that's the thing you have to remember is that, like, regardless of what you do and what your results are, there's gonna be people that find a reason to crap on you and the things that you do. Like, I think I've told this story on stream before, but I remember after Brian Brunduin won Worlds, literally the Magic the Gathering World Champion. There was a Reddit thread where some mouth-breathing Joe randoms were complaining about how he didn't deserve it and wasn't actually a good Magic player. It's just like, holy crap. These people just have such a need, such a desire to, like, crap on other people that, like, they will literally say crap about the person who won the World Championships. Just like, no matter what you do, there's going to be people out there that try and tell you that what you've done is not good enough. Ignore those people. They're not worth your time. All right. I might have gambled on drawing a second land and lost. All right, Dread Wanderer, you're on defense. You're on defense. 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 It depends on the details, Camwell. Nothing is an auto accept in this world. No, it's easier to play Magic in paper than online. Playing Magic online is like having, okay, so right now there's 753, like having 753 screaming primates in my ear, or in my face, or in my eyes, however you want to say it. Playing Magic in paper is like super easy by comparison. Everything's very quiet. I don't have 3 monitors up. I don't have a chat scrolling. Moto started with Green Tron. Green Tron is really good, Sargon. It is very powerful at what it does. Alright, so what are we doing here? Nihil Spellbombs and Path to Exile's like, ob's great. I feel like this is a matchup where and it feels weird to say this, like, role assessment's really important in games like this, and I feel like this is a style of matchup where, like, we're the less aggressive deck, right? There's a guy in Twitch chat who kept arguing people for hours about how unethical it was using Twitch chat and Boda was. Apparently you blocked him on Twitter. God bless. I have a lot of idiots like that blocked Kelhones. Yeah, and like on top of like even when you're playing Magic Online at home, like without streaming, right? Like there's other distractions, like you have significant others and kids and pets and all sorts of stuff. The Bridgevine deck seems really good. Do I want? I don't think I want the sweepers. Yeah, 100% Steam Flugger. They're just like typical armchair coaches. Like they know better than everybody else, even though they have no experience, etc., etc. Hey, Troll, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. Sargo, I have my preferred Tron deck list on my website here. It's under the proven section. So I have a bunch of videos up there, and then my current deck list that I like for Tron is up there. Do I want spot removal in this matchup or sweepers? I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna trim Scrapheaps and bring these in, I think. Probably gonna get run over, but I really feel like I can't mulligan like turn 1 drop, turn 2 drop. The opponent's deck is just like way more linear than we are. It's just not particularly close. We're 3-2 in this league, so I feel like I get to already stamp like the exceeds expectations on this deck list. Really glad we got to run into Jeskai twice, because I'm pretty confident we just dumpster them all the time. I'm actually still working out the details on what exactly the deck list thing on my website is going to encompass fully. I actually talked to Caleb Shear over the weekend during and after our match, and I need to reach out to him on Twitter. He's actually gonna put together a playlist of him playing Storm and ship me his latest deck list to put up there, I think. And I might do that for some other popular archetypes, like maybe I'll poke Jim Davis and see if he'd be interested in giving me something on humans to put up there. That attack might have been bad. I don't know. I feel like I can't not attack, though. Hey, look, no numbers. Thank you for the 7-month resubscription. Welcome back. Yeah, like Todd Stevens for green white Value Town, like that's a deck that people look to play, and like he's the proven expert on that deck, right? Like I definitely wouldn't put it under proven. I'd put it under Bruise along with like the blue red Delver deck, but like that would be a good one to reach out for. Yeah, I actually already pinged Diva for her latest Kiln Fiend list. I need to ask her if she has YouTube videos of it or not. I'm not sure. I think her streams have music. Actually, Steven's streams have music too, right? So I wouldn't be able to put his stuff up there. I learned that Sculler was an artifact and I had two, and they were shattered by a shock. Yeah, I guess I was just too focused on generating value, and like this matchup's not about value, right? So like I just had the wrong mindset. Yeah, I eventually plan to include some matchup analysis as well as sideboarding notes for everything on my website, but at this point I'm just like trying to get the shell there of everything. So I'm basically just trying to like flesh out like the actual, all the deck lists that I want up there. Because it takes me a lot of time to like get everything formatted, and I like have to pay for artwork for the banners to get up there so they look nice and stuff like that. Alright, so this is like an easy Viscera Seer, right? Obviously, like, if they draw any zombie, they're going to be able to flip Gravecrawler back, but I definitely want to take Viscera Seer, so this way they can't draw, like, Insolent Neonate and do stuff. I'm definitely not at a point where I'm going to pay anyone to put anything on the site, though. Like, I will just skip archetypes rather than shell out. At this point, as far as, like, posting other people's deck lists go, I can only pay an exposure. Like, my website doesn't actually make me any money, and, like, I'm already spending money on art assets for the deck, so... Well, at some point, it might be nice to have a comprehensive. I definitely, like, am not paying people, you know, an hourly rate for that. Like, I just can't afford to do that at this point. And as someone who makes stuff, I understand not wanting to be paid an exposure. So like I said, if people tell me no, I'm not going to be upset or hurt. But like, figure it also can't hurt to ask. Gross. That's a really good series there. Bridge from Below exiles itself when one of my creatures dies. So I'm actually going to chump block this because it gets rid of Bridge. If I took these and traded them with these two, their Bridge would go away, but they'd get 2 zombies out of it. So this way, they lose their Bridge and they don't get zombies. So their last card in hand is another Vengevine at this point, right? We might actually get to kill them here. I don't know. Yeah, the Stitcher Vine deck seems interesting, but I really wonder, like, is it actually good, or is it just, like, volatile but inconsistent? Like, that's my like, where I'm at in life. Like, is it actually good, or is it just, like, pretty inconsistent? No, I don't play limited. We did cube a couple of times, that's true. I actually don't think Hollowed One is an inconsistent deck, Marty. I think that's a pretty unfair assessment. I think the Hollowed One deck's actually very consistent. Yeah, I'm gonna plug the site more, Totos, as I get more stuff on it. It's got some content on it, but it's definitely a little bit sparse at the moment still. I think there's 16 decks up there. They should be dead to a smush here, right? I haven't done the calculus, but I feel like they're dead to a smush. The Hollow Evolution deck felt sweet. I liked a lot of the things that it was doing. We had one of the tier 3 subs had us put it back in the queue with the straight green-red build that we talked about, so I think that's probably worth exploring. Alright, so you're at 1. Let's get the old double linger out here. This card's such a good Magic card. Just blocks for days. Many matches. I think we played like 4.5. I ended up conceding the last one because we just didn't have the tools to beat Storm, but it felt like there was something there. I felt like the idea of what we were doing was okay, but like the black made the mana base bad against Blood Moon, and it just made us take too much damage. Discarding Sculler was not lethal because if I discarded the Sculler, they'd shoot it with Walking Ballista, and then regenerating it would remove it from combat Marty. So, because the Walking Ballista was in play, discarding the Lotleth Troll wasn't lethal. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. It's just like, it's kind of slow and derpy, and like, we have Nihil Spellbombs. Alright, send me up. You know, it's actually interesting. If this deck's gonna play sweepers in the board, it should actually play Day of Judgment, right? Because Day of Judgment would let us regenerate our Lotleth Trolls. I'm gonna lead on this, actually. Just get some pressure going. The JAC at the top of the queue is not going to include Summoner's Pact because 0 donated for just my typical build. Maybe I should have played this. I was thinking I couldn't get Vined this turn, but that's probably an incorrect line of thinking. I'm going to get Vined and just die now. Yeah. I mean, no, we have a Wrath of God in our deck. Like for people mentioning consistency, like we're on 1 Wrath, 1 Damnation. I think I just like need to draw a removal spell here in order to win this game, so I'm just gonna try and race a little bit. Yep. You just have like a whole lot of nothing going on. I think I just need to draw a Path to Exile here. Feels bad. Alright, we're 3-1. Let's roll on through the last one. Feed me another Jeskai Magic Online. Feed me another Jeskai deck. Mill is certainly a good one. We got burned last time I kept this, but we've got trip 1 drops, bunch of good 2s, so. It's like college boys and girls. I don't even think it's a Magic Online thing, look no numbers. I think these graveyard-based decks are very popular in general. Alright, so we hit the land like a professional. How do we want to sequence now? They're an aggressive deck, obviously. Do I want to fetch Shock? Like, I'm never really playing a black 1-drop. I'm wondering what I want to do with my mana. Yeah, it's definitely Wanderer first. Yeah, if I fetch shock next turn, I can't Lotleth Troll and Tidehollow Sculler, though, is the problem. So am I just, like, starting at 14? Morning tracks. Temple Garden would have been nice, I agree. We at least dodge no Hollowed 1-on-1. See if they have a Delve Threat here on 2. Big fishing, chap. Big fishing. The person that submitted with no Temple Gardens. I assume it's intentional because they want to cast their Bloodghast consistently. I don't know if it's good, but I'm assuming it's intentional. Yeah, me too in general. The fact that we have Bloodghast on black made me not change it when I looked at it. I definitely looked and noted that there was no Temple Garden before we started. This wasn't a surprise to me. I knew it wasn't there. It also doesn't cast any of the 1-drops. That is also true. I think I'm just going to 14 and casting this Troll. Just like need him to play defense. All right, punish me, baby. Punish me. Punish me, baby. Punish me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get him. All right. All right, don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no. Oh no. Chat. Chat, we've been 2 for 4. Oh no. We are very dead. Alright. Alright, there wasn't a path coming. We're good. We're dead. Alright. Should have taken a draw step for a path. You're correct. Before anybody says it, I should have taken 1 draw step for a path. You're correct. Now let's move on with our lives. I think it's right to go in there. Like, that's our way to win the game. Yeah, I guess Spellbomb's okay. I don't know. Spellbomb's just, like, so slow in this matchup. It generally doesn't stop their Delve threats, and, like, we have to spend and not draw a card with it. I'm going to board in 1, but I really don't like boarding in all of them. Yeah, I agree, Mojo. I actually think you're onto something that Surgical's probably better than Spellbomb here. Like, Spellbomb's pretty clunky to keep up mana for. The Bloodsoaked Champion's actually been very good. Well. Thanks, Canderous. He's dead, Jim. You killed him. Are you happy with yourself? Are you pleased with what you've done? Prized Amalgam is actually just not a card. Alright, grab a shrine here. Gonna play the Spellbomb, pass the turn. Stop killing my people. My people want to live. They just want to live. I don't know, Hardicus. It seems kind of interesting. Could be okay. Maybe they'll Alpine boot us so we can cast Amalgam. Maybe. Maybe they're splashing blue for spreading seas. Yeah, Leyline of the Void is much better than Spellbomb against graveyard-based decks. Spellbomb is better against, like, mid-range value decks. Thank you for the biddies there, Cook. Spellbomb is better against, like, mid-range value decks like Grixis Shadow or, like, other decks that are doing things where their graveyard is, like, a secondary resource. You just want to cantrip with it. But, like, against decks that are pretty dedicated graveyard decks, Leyline's a pretty big kill them. The fact that it costs 0 is also very real as well. This is my 3-2. My 3-2 is amazing. You want to put a stop on their upkeep to Spellbomb them. I want to keep their death threats off the table. I'm gonna Spellbomb them now since they opted to fetch. It shuts off my Spellbomb draw too. I forgot about that. I knew that that was a thing, but I had definitely forgotten that that was a thing. It's never beating a 3-4. All right. So we ended up in Modern Deck at 3-2. I think we got pretty fortunate to beat Tron. I was not surprised that we beat Jeskai. What is this? What is this deck doing? So I think that Prized Amalgam with no way to cast it is kind of absurd. I think not playing Collective Brutality in our main deck feels a little bit weird. While Scrapheap Scrounger felt okay in some situations, we really, I think we have enough recursive threats for the Prized Amalgams that we don't need the Scrapheap Scroungers. And while the 3-power dork is nice, I think it's just probably the one I would cut. I would definitely want to work some Cavern of Souls into the mana base, I think, as a way to cast Prized Amalgam with some consistency. And probably fit Collective Brutality in. Yeah, I also think, some people were talking about cutting Bloodsoaked Champion for a Gravecrawler. I actually think I'd probably cut Bloodghast for Gravecrawler. Bloodghast becomes harder to cast if I wanted to add Cavern of Souls anyways, and just like having 12 2-power 1-drops like actually gives us some aggression, especially if we back it up with like Collective Brutality and Tidehollow Sculler for some hand-based disruption. I think it'd give us a much better shot against like spell-based combo decks that are probably a little bit hard for this deck as it's configured. Last thing, play 4 Smugglers Copters. I think it's kind of silly to not have 4 Copters in the deck. Like, when you flood on Copters, you just, like, get to loot away the extra copies. And our deck has so many creatures that we're very rarely going to have a Copter and not have a creature to crew it. No, I don't think so, Zep. I don't think that's something we've played before.